Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait. 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 Please wait. All right. Hello. Hello. Oops, not that one. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Jinglight, Gaming Lawyer at your service. We're once again back with another stream. It's a new week. So we have a lot of things to do. But for today, we'll be doing some legal investigations, all right? As always, we do this on a bi-weekly basis where I do a really scuff stream of me doing a live seminar, educating certain aspects of most likely right now it's going to be mostly content creation in regards to what you can legally do and what you should be aware of when you're making your content, right? So for today we'll be learning about rhythm games. If we are able to play rhythm games online and share it to whatever platform you're using, such as this, such as Twitch, or if you want to upload videos on YouTube, whether you can do that as well, right? So I've been asked this question, or I've seen people asking this question on Twitter or other places, whether it is okay to stream all this stream rhythm games, especially the ones that have third-party content. That's meaning to say there are users who upload their users or people who create those, I'm not sure how you say, bitmaps, basically create customized musics for the games that they play, the rhythm games that they play. So let me put on my glasses. We've been looking at a bunch of things. All right, first we are answering that, but hopefully we'll be a bit more clearer at the end of this live seminar. I think it won't take too much, maybe 3 hours at most, explaining everything, because I won't go into detail on a lot of documents. I will try to find specific terms and conditions in regards to this question. But again, it relates back to copyright. So if you are not familiar with what copyright is, I will explain in a bit, just to have a basic understanding. Let me do this. I have not opened my. I gotta say hi, Gregor. So I gotta go. Hope you have a super wonderful dream. Oh, Sushi, thank you for dropping by. We're gonna type this out as well. Right. Have I not? I have not opened it yet. So yeah, if you have any questions at all relating to the topic of the day, if not, it's all right as well. Right? You can ask any questions, because today is the day to ask questions. Did I keep whatever is in your heart? All right, just let it out and see if we can work things together. All right, let me see. Nope, it's not on yet. I have to put it on. Okay, let's switch in 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. Oops. Wait a minute. Let me see. This isn't the right one. Where is it? Let me see. This one? Yeah, this one. This one is the right one. All right. Okay. So we're gonna be doing this. I think it's all right. Nothing on the side, so I'm not blocking anything. All right. So hello everyone. Today I am utilizing the lip motion. But anyways, yeah. So we'll be talking about rhythm games, and in terms of content creators, us who make videos and stream stuffs. All right. Anyone really, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, or what do you go? Facebook. People still use Facebook. Anyhow, everything is related. So first question is always rhythm games. What is the issue right now? Well, the thing is, rhythm games have music. They have music or songs, right? That is part of their gameplay, right? They use songs, they use music for you to play along, to match up the beats, right? But of course, this music and songs most likely are made by third parties. Either people that the game company hired them to make these songs specifically for the game, or the game company bought licenses from these third parties to use their music or song, right? In the game. Hi, DJ. I leave my PC and you stream the second my stream. Hello, Rika. Well, I'm not really playing anything. Right now, I'm doing a live seminar. So, if you need to rest, just rest, Rika. This is there will be a VOD with this one. There will be a permanent VOD of this stream. So, don't you worry. All right. Okay. I hope you're doing well. Anyways. So these are the two most likely things that that the music or song will come from, right? Then there will be the other one where it is the community of a game that makes customized beat maps, as they call. You too, Raga, you too. Love you too. Alright. Video game that makes customized beat maps using other people's songs and music. So this one is the most shaky one. This one is the one you have to be careful of, right? Because there are games where they allow users to put up their own songs and music for you to play, which the game company or the game oh yeah, I forgot that to put up that redeem. For right now I'll put out a redeem for you, but then just to let you know, Irene is not beside me right now. I forgot about that. You should have reminded me, Raika. But yeah, these are the likely three possible content from music content from rhythm games, right? Let me. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this. Your redeem. But even you redeem it now, I don't think. How do you say? Yeah, I'll have to wait for Irene or my wife to come back. I think she's doing some chores. Oh, she's here. Irene's here. Raika wants to redeem channel points. She says she's sweating. She doesn't like to be hugged when she sweats. I'm not even sure. Okay, just fuck Irene. Okay. And Mooch Irene. But just because Irene said so. All right. I think it is up. A bit expensive, but would be worth it for me. I'm not sure about you. But anyways, let's continue with it. Right. So 3 content, all right? But so obviously, all right? Obviously, I believe I obviously the third one, the one where the community put up musical songs in the game, is the ones that you most likely won't be able to use, all right? Because of copyright infringement. So what is copyright, right? I'm just gonna basically explain what's copyright, because I've been explaining this lots of times. Copyrighted works, all right? Basic, very briefly, it's any creative works, all right, which can be arts, can be music, of course, or songs, or any video editing, anything that is created for artistic purposes, all right? Oh my god, you talking about Ursu type games? Yes. It's one of the things I'm gonna try and look into, because people have been asking, or people have been wondering about this, is whether playing these games are okay or are alright or not on Twitch or on YouTube. So copyrighted works, anything that is created, any creative works, art, music, or anything is created over. Including games, all right? Games are considered a type of copyrighted work, because games involved all of the above. All of the above creative works, all right? And what I mean is, what is copyright itself? Is rights, exclusive rights, to use this creative works for a number of things, all right? For a number of things. For example, distribution, redistribution, or well, I'll just say this: sale of the works. It's very simple, sale of the works, right? Profiting from your work. There's only one of the exclusive rights when you have a copyrighted work, right? So for our purposes here, so the games, rhythm games, have copyrighted music or songs in there as part of their content, gameplay. And most of the time, I'm just gonna say this, even before we have to like go into the legal documents and stuff, most likely these games will have a legal term in their terms of service to say you can't use any of the copyrighted music or songs without their permission. All right. Not just all right. So that's one thing we're gonna look into, right? I'm just putting out all of this because it's my actually my how do you say first assumptions. Most likely any company will tell you that they don't provide you any permission to use their content for any purposes, whether it's profit or not profit, except for the most basic one, right? For your personal use, for your personal enjoyment, that they allow, right? But of course, if you don't believe me, I will be going through a couple of different legal, different platforms, different companies, what they say about using copyrights, using copyrighted work, right? So these are the things that we have to keep in mind, right? We need to the games, the rhythm games have music and songs, and in the music and songs are most likely copyrighted, and they are most likely the company paid people to get this music to get this music or song into the game, and they are most likely going to have a terms of service, a terms and condition in the terms of service, the TOS, to say that you can't use it. Of course, we can't just look at the normally you think, oh, I bought the game. I use that the word quote unquote bought. How do you say? Not that loosely, because we will see why. We'll see why I have this. Because how do you say? Well, I'm gonna just spoil this by saying we don't actually buy games. We don't actually buy ownership of games, especially the ones on digital. Either digital, very scummish. How to say? Very sneaky to say is that even if you buy physical games, it's likely they're going to put in the TOS to say that it is not buying ownership of a game. Ownership. Most likely you're buying just a license to play the game, which is very weird, which is a hot topic right now, actually, because of a couple things that have been happening in America. I think it was PlayStation. PlayStation 4 or PlayStation Network. They do provide. They have a part of it. Their service. They provide a way for people to watch movies, to buy movies to watch in their PlayStation account, PS account. But recently, there was a news about a company, a movie company. I think it's the one that sells the licenses for certain movies for PlayStation 4 to sell them on their platform, has been lapsed. Meaning to say, there is a bunch of movies on the PlayStation that you will not be able to watch anymore, even if you bought it, quote unquote, bought the movies on PS4, right? I think it's gonna happen in August or something like that. If you happen to be buying, for some reason, buying movies on PS4, you won't be able to watch certain movies anymore. I think the one example of a movie was Hunger Games or something. But anyways, that is another conversation. I'll probably just briefly go through that one. But yes, now to the question, right? The main question. Is it legal to be streaming or uploading uploading gameplay of rhythm games, right? So that is the main question. But of course, we have to find out what first we need to break break down all the necessary factors. One of it is being who we are as the content creator. Stan. So what I meant is we're gonna put this on the second page. Who we have to know who we are dealing with when we are playing rhythm games. Who have we made an agreement to play these games, right? Who is our when we buy or play, because some rhythm games are free, we need to ask ourselves, who are we dealing with? Who are we contracting with, quote unquote, to play these games, right? Because whenever you're using some service or what in the internet, you are agreeing to their terms of services. Whenever you're doing something, anything at all, when you're on the internet, that includes playing games, right? So who are these people that we are dealing with when we play games? And if so, question would be, where do we play the game, right? Where do we play the game? I wish. All right, so first off, if let's say we were no, I think before that we're gonna be talking about where do we stream the game, stream or upload videos of the game. All right, because it's much more at home with content creators. So if let's say we are playing on YouTube, hello Kiriro, hello. If let's say we are playing on YouTube, we are playing the game, uploading a game on YouTube or Twitch, and of course we have to look at the terms of service for Twitch and YouTube, right? So for the first time, I think we have never really looked into the terms of service for YouTube. I have not really gone through any of this yet, but yeah, we basically will just go through the relevant terms. But for your purposes, I think I can, yeah, they are, I would say, compared to Twitch's TOS, I think this is much more user friendly. They even have a part, this table, to say who should read this in very, very simple sentences, apparently. So your use of the service, your content. So this section applies to users who provide content to the service. It defines the scope of the permissions that you are granted by uploading your content, right? So this TOS should be read by content creators as well. Oh, thank you for the hat pat. Yeah, so we're just gonna find if there is a part where it talks about copyrights. All right, most likely over here. in very brief forms. Uploading. If you have a YouTube channel, right, your content conduct. If you have a YouTube channel, you may be able to upload content to the service. You may use your content to promote your business or artistic enterprise. To use the upload content, you must not submit to this service and any content that doesn't comply with this agreement, including the YouTube community guidelines or the law. For example, the content you must not include third-party intellectual property, such as copyrighted material, unless you have permission from that party or otherwise legally entitled to do so. You are legally responsible for the content you submit to the service. We may use automated survey systems that analyze your content to help detect infringement and abuse, such as spam, malware, and illegal content. Right, so for in very, very brief form, without even reading the community guidelines, I'm just going to tell you from this paragraph that YouTube says YouTube doesn't allow you to stream anything or upload anything that is not permitted by you or by the parties that whatever content you're using is not permitted. Can't use copyrighted work. Nope. Copyrighted work without permission. So what about Twitch? All right. So this is very brief. I don't think I should go to the community guidelines on these things. Talking about content creation or talking about copyright stuff, because we're not really explaining copyright. We're just looking to see if you can use copyrighted works on this platform or on anything that is related on how you are playing the rhythm game. All right. So over here already, again, you can't use. It's very obvious. You can't use. You can't. You can't play without. You can't play rhythm games. We can assume that here it applies to rhythm games. You can't play rhythm games if you don't have permissions to use the music or songs provided in the game, right? So what about Twitch? Obviously, we've gone through Twitch a lot of times. So over here, user content. Like Twitch allows you to distribute live blah 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 to use service such as chat, put it in that is your user content, right? Basically Twitch is telling you whatever you're streaming, uploading is considered content, user content. Now over here, as I highlighted, it says your user content does not and will not infringe, violate, or misappropriate any third-party right, including any copyright, trademark, patent, trade secret, moral right, privacy right, right of publicity, or any intellectual property or propriety right. Right. So again, they have a very specific term in the Twitch's term of services, where it says, let me change the music, where you can't use third-party content unless you have the permission, right? Unless you have the permission. It's always that. It always comes down to that. Infringe, violate, misappropriate any third-party right. Okay. So Twitch again as well. Can't use copyrighted work without permission. And of course, looking at this, you're probably you're gonna look at a pattern here. And it's gonna be true where I say all companies are gonna say something like that. Have a terms of service like has a section like this to say about copyrighted works. Where do you? So now we talk about where do you play or buy the game, right? So if let's say you are buying this rhythm game from Steam, let's assume we're buying this game from Steam. So I have opened up a page for Steam's subscriber agreement. This is very interesting, right? They don't have a standard TOS agreement in Steam, but instead they have something called the subscriber agreement, where I won't really go into detail, but suffice to say, why they mention subscriber is because they are saying you're not buying a game, you're subscribing to their services, and one of their services that they provide are giving you games, license to play games, not ownership. All right, ownership of games. Apparently, this is very, how do you say, common throughout all platforms that sell games, right? PS4, Xbox, anywhere else, any other platforms, consoles. Nintendo probably has a term like this as well, to say that whenever you're buying products, more towards digital products, but physical products are included as well, they will tell you that you're not buying ownership of a game. You're only buying licenses to play a game. Where if you don't really believe me, let's see. Steam exclusion require the download and installation of content and service onto your computer. Right. So this is the term to say that you're not buying a game. You're only, so here it says Valve hereby grants and you accept a non-exclusive license and right to use the content and services for your personal non-commercial use. Right. So you again, even in a supposedly digital game store, they tell you you're not buying anything. You're getting a non-exclusive license and right to use the content and services for your personal non-commercial use, right? Where commercial use is expressly allowed here or in the applicable subscription terms. This license ends upon termination of this agreement, a subscription that includes the license, content and service. The content and services are licensed, not sold. Your licenses confers no title or ownership in the content and services. To make use of the content and services, you must have a Steam account, and you may be required to be running the Steam client and maintaining a connection to the internet. Right. So they have they have a couple of several sentences telling you that you're not buying a game. So I think this is something that eludes people a lot. So keep this in mind, right? I think there are plenty of other videos talking about this in detail by American lawyers. I have seen one actually, questioning whether this is legal or whether this is ethical. Suffice to say, it is very legal to do these kind of things. It's just very, very unethical in terms of consumerism, or how to say, customer rights. So yeah, this is a hot topic right now in certain community, right? Because there has nothing has gone wrong too badly until things like One Dimension, where a company who was previous, see, because this is a license, right? Meaning to say, although we don't exactly know how Steam works, it could be one of the two things, right? Steam as a company could be buying either ownership or just licenses to the games from the game developers. So the thing is, we do not know what is the relationship between the game developer and Steam as a platform for selling games, quote unquote selling games. So That's one thing. So it's either they are getting ownership. If they are getting ownership of the games, then that could really mean that they have everything. They have every right to use the games as they please, right? But chances are it's most likely the same type of agreement between us, the content creator, or the people who plays the game, who buys the game from Steam. Which is to say, the game developers are only providing a license for Steam to sell their game on their platform, because most likely game developers do not want to bind themselves to just one platform to distribute or sell their games, right? They probably want to put out their game to as many websites or as many platforms as possible. And that is why Steam is saying here that they are only providing a license for you to pay to play the games. All right. And the thing about these licenses, they are not permanent, right? If Steam doesn't want to continue providing the game in their platform for any reason whatsoever, I have not read what reasons they will give, but most likely any reasons they can give any reasons to withdraw any games from their platform. So there's that. All right, that is why people are making a lot of noises. When you already maybe bought a game that is like full price, a triple A title, something like that, and suddenly next month the platform tells you, nope, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna be able to play that game for whatever reasons anymore. So you basically bought a license that will either last for forever or for 1 month. So really, it's a really scummy way of selling things without actually explicitly telling you everywhere else that you're not buying a game. Although even though there are plenty of buttons, clicks, or whatever links that shows the words buy, or if there's a sales going on, sale, right? They don't they explicitly don't say the word like buy licenses, sale licenses on it. It won't sound as nice and won't entice people to buy them, right? Because you're not buying ownership. Anyhow, so that is something I think I have to explain while looking through these platforms where they sell games or provide games for you to play, right? So Steam is one of them. Steam is one of the places where you are only getting a license to play a game, and that license, as they say, is personal and non-commercial use, which, suffice to say, is telling you that you can't use this for your own personal other than for your own personal use. If you want to use it for anything else, here it doesn't exactly say about it. Let me see. License to use, yeah, there's a couple of categories: license to use Valve game content, event art, license to use ownership of content and services. All titles and ownership and rights in and the content are owned by Valve or its affiliates. Licenses, all rights are reserved except as expressly stated here. The content and services are protected by copyright laws and international copyright treaties and conventions and other laws. The content and services contain certain licensed materials and laws, and its affiliates licensors may protect their rights in the event of any violation of this agreement. You may not use the content and service for any purpose other than access to Steam and your subscriptions, and to make personal, non-commercial use of your subscriptions, except as otherwise permitted by this agreement or applicable subscription terms. Except as otherwise permitted under this agreement, on the applicable law. You may not in whole part copy without the prior consent in writing of Valve. You are entitled to use the content and services for your personal use, but you are not entitled to sell. They keep on repeating this. Without the consent of Valve, except expressly elsewhere in this agreement. Rules order. Yeah.
Thanks for following.
Hey, thank you for following, Schwartz. Thank you. So yeah, if you're playing games through Steam, thank you for the headband. If you're playing games through Steam, it's a no-no, absolutely a no-no apparently, to use any of their content for streaming or uploading games. Well, of course, again, I have to stress this out. Or at least just give a mention, right? Hello, how are you, Schwartz? Are you doing all right? Thank you for following again. About the topic of streaming games and uploading gameplay itself in general, it is, of course, widely known that game companies, or a lot of companies that is related to games, allow people to stream or share their games through different social platforms or video sharing platforms. So this is not something secret, but rather a open secret to everyone. Even though game companies are not saying you can't, explicitly telling you can't use any of our games for commercial purposes or otherwise than for your personal use, right? It is something like an established social ethics, social agreement between us and the game companies and related parties. So we have an understanding that we can do this as long as we don't really affect their profits or reputation detrimentally, right? We are able to do all of this because the game companies allow us. It's not the other way around, right? Legally speaking. Socially speaking, we might be the ones that we have the power, sort of quote unquote power, to influence why we have this, why we can do this without fear of copyright strikes or legal actions taken against us, is because of the social standing right now. The social.
Thanks for following.
Wait, thank you for following. Hazel's not here. Yeah, so it's really because we have an understanding between each other that as long as we are not overstanding our position as content creators, yeah, they're willing to turn a blind eye to this. So that's something I actually put out a video on, why we as content creators are able to play games, specific games, right? Games, just games. Anywhere else, it's still subject to, you are very likely to be subject to risk. Not saying when you're playing games, you're not subject to copyright risks, right? You are, at all times right now, it are still, like myself, if I play games as well on this channel as well. This is very interesting. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it is helpful as well. But yes, we have to know that we are at all times at the mercy of copyright owners, copyright holders, to taking actions against us. There's no how do you say, trouble. How do I say? My thoughts are broken. There is always likely a possibility that you will get in trouble with copyright holders, all right? If somehow you anger them, if somehow whatever your actions you're doing is affecting their reputation, most likely their reputation. It doesn't happen very often at all, and if it does happen, it most likely happens to people who are very popular, very influential, like top streamers or top content creators on YouTube or Twitch, where you probably you have seen articles, seen news reports where they have been sued by companies doing something with the game specifically, or making some sort of controversial topic or controversial issue with the games they are playing. Then, in a way, even though it's not directly, even though everyone playing the game is alright, but if you happen to be the one that is making noise, making trouble, inconveniences for these people, copyright holders, they will take action. All right, they will take action. So, but for most of us, for in the game industry, at least, Dash is a very comparatively low risk, right? But don't take my words for it. All right, you have to assess or use your discretion, assess whatever risk you're doing in playing games, and have a backup plan just in case you somehow were so unlucky to get copyright strike or something like that. All right, don't take this live seminar, don't take my words for it as any advice. All right, always do your own assessment, do your own research to see whether any of this is important to you. Right, I only take these things very seriously because I am from a legal background. Right, I'm a former practicing lawyer. Although technically, legally speaking, I am still a lawyer. I'm just a lawyer that can't really provide consultation and all that stuff. So I'm not giving you consultation or anything. I'm giving you advice. I'm just providing a legal education, right? Giving you some legal knowledge for you to do your own critical thinking, do your own considerations over these things. All right. So yeah, too much of a tangent, but suffice to say, Steam doesn't allow you, can't use copyrighted work. They don't even tell you you are doing, how do you say? They don't even tell you that you can use them as long as you have permission, right? Not even with permission. And even though they, well, I have to be more specific. Can't use copyright work without Valve's permission. They don't tell you whether you can use copyrighted work with third-party permissions. Understand, thanks for doing this. No problem. Do this get uploaded to YouTube? Can't stay for too long. Yes, they do get uploaded on YouTube. Probably within the week. I'm trying to make this short as possible. Probably be done within the first 2 hours of the stream, and then I'll be accepting questions as well. But if you have questions, Hazel, you can ask them as well right now, whether it's related to this one, to the topic right now, or not. Because I'll try my best. Because right now this is a live seminar, and I am answering questions. No problem. I'm just hooking up. Okay. Raika, I have to go to sleep now. See you soon again. Oh, good night, Raika. Have a good rest. Have a very, very good rest. All right. See you when I see you, Raika. Right. So that's Steam. So we're gonna move on to there's a couple more platforms, sales platforms. I want to just go through, see if they actually say anything different, but most likely not. So we have the next one is Epic Game Store, right? Epic Games. So we're gonna look at Epic Games and their terms of service. Not gonna read everything, but again, there is gonna be something that says, let me see if they have that. I want to check if they have that. You're not buying our product, but you're only buying a license. The privacy notice. Change to the terms of service, accessing the service and account security. Must be correct. Well, we have intellectual property rights. The services, including all content, features, and functionality thereof, are owned by Epic, its licensors, or other providers of such material, and are protected by United States and international copyright, trademark, patent, and other intellectual property or proprietary rights laws. You are permitted to use the services for your personal, non-commercial use, only or legitimate business purposes related to your role as a current or prospective customer of Epic. Except as provided below, you must not copy, modify, create derivative works of, publicly display, publicly perform, republish, or transmit any of the material obtained through the services, or delete or alter any copyright, trademark, or otherwise proprietary rights notices from copies of materials from the services. However, if you are otherwise compliant with these terms, you are permitted to use elsewhere and other sales sites. An altered copy of portion of the content that is publicly available on the website for the limited non-commercial purpose of discussing such content. You must not reproduce, sell, exploit, for any commercial purposes any part of the services. Access to the service or use the service of any services or material available through the services. That is a lot of services. Epic's fan content policy governs non-commercial use of the such content. For clarity, the foregoing permissions are limited to services and no rights are granted to with respect to any servers, computers, or database associated with the services. Right. They talk a lot about services. All right. I'm gonna check user contribution. No. They must have a definition. What is services? The following terms can apply to your use of the websites of Epic Games, including any content, functionality, products, and services offered on or through such websites. Whether as a guest or registered user, these terms also apply to you. Use of other Epic services that display or include these terms, such as services. In these terms, the website and additional services are collectively referred to as the services. Right, they don't really explain what are services. But let me see. Right, cool tip, right? Whenever you're looking, if you're looking for legal documents for this place, for websites, they are most likely structured in a way to put it at the bottom of websites or web pages, right over here, right? They might put some here, but most likely it's over here. Terms of service, privacy policy, store refund policy, account security. All right. So is anyways the intellectual property rights over here, this category here, would imply that yes, you can't use anything. It doesn't say anything about getting permission, right? But of course, they don't want to put this as getting permission because, yeah. They're not saying you can use this for anything else. They're not giving any exceptions. At least these platforms, I would say, looking through Steam and Epic, they have the implication that you can't use their games for any other purposes other than for personal use or legitimate purposes related to your role as a current or prospective customer of Epic. Right. Yeah. There's no exceptions. There's like, as long as you get permission to use this, then you can use this for commercial or otherwise than just personal use. Let me see. Games and products you purchase through the Epic Games Store are generally eligible for a refund if a game or product is marked as non-refundable. No matter what you bought. If you save your receipt for the some purchases may require for refund. Other products eligible for refund. Very sneaky, because trying to see if they have something. If your primary maybe use obtain certain products, content to service and all information content materials, including software and do they use the word game? Plenty of times in order to access the services or certain games services function may require users we may withdraw or manage services and any related service or content or restrict to reasonable discretion. This one is even more sneaky. They don't tell you the games that you buy are whether you all have ownership or not. But looking at the intellectual property rights here, which they say the service, they are only providing you personal non-commercial use for the services. And as they say, services are any content, functionality, products, and services offered through their website. So, looking at this sneakily drafted agreement, I would say, yeah, this is not as clear as Steam, but look, because they only have this, so I can tell, only have this page where it talks about legal terms, is a likely indication that you're not. They're not giving you they're not providing you ownership of a game. Even on their FAQ, they don't really have that. Yeah. And I think they don't even have a community guideline. Privacy policy, fan content policy. No, the customer service. I don't think this is one. I think this is just. Yeah, no, not this one. Very sneaky. Anyhow, again, can't use copyrighted work. Full stop. They don't even say anything about giving you permission. Right. So that's Epic Games. Then we have another one. I think we should also verify is mobile games, right? And at least for me, I am an Android user, so I'll be looking at Google Play. All right, I'll be looking at Google Play as the source for Android games. Whether it tells you whether you can use them, whether you can play games or other purposes than personal use. Again, most likely it's gonna be the same thing. So this is the Google Play's terms of service. All right, it's because Google Play is the app where you are able to download games the legitimate way. All right, the legitimate way. Because I know you can get games not through here, on other platforms as well. But we'll see this, all right? Because even though I'm just looking at the Android, the Google Play, the people who use iPhone as their own Apple app, I'm not sure what it's called, but should have the same terms and services as well for downloading apps and using apps. So Google Play isn't just for games, but for everything, all right? So this is even much broader. But I'm gonna see the one about copyrighted works though. And there is constitute copyright license to use content. All right. After completing a transaction or paying the applicable fees for content, you have the non-exclusive right. All right. Again, they use the non-exclusive right solely as expressly permitted in these terms and associated policies to store, access, view, use, and display copies of the applicable content on your devices or as otherwise authorized as part of your service for your personal non-commercial use only. Right, again, they always use personal non-commercial use. Alright, title interest in Google Play and content not expressly granted to you in the are reserved. Your use of apps and games may be governed by the additional terms and conditions of the end user license agreement between you and the provider. Alright. So, alright. So I'm looking at this. And also here it says display. You may not display in the content as part of your public performance or display even if no fee is charged, except where such use will not constitute a copyright infringement or violate any other applicable right. Alright. Nothing new. Notwithstanding anything to the contrary, the third parties who license their content to Google are intended third-party beneficiaries under these terms solely with respect to specific provisions of these terms that directly concern their content. Solely for the purpose of enabling such parties to enforce their rights in such content. For the avoidance doubt, nothing these terms confers a third-party beneficiary right upon any party with respect to any provision that falls outside the third-party provisions, which includes but not limited to any provisions or agreements incorporated by reference, or they may be referenced without incorporation in these terms. Right, because this Google Play is wide encompassing, means it's not just games, right? There are other types of apps in Google Play. Apps that provide different functionalities and not just games or like copyrighted works for you to use. So they have a much more general term. Looking at this, I would say with these terms and these terms, I can summarize it to say this. All right. They are basically telling you can't use copyrighted work. No. Use these apps, but comply with use these third-party apps. Right? I'm gonna put as third-party apps because Google Play do not provide these apps. Use these third-party apps or games, but comply with the apps games provider terms and conditions, which is to say look at the TOS of the games in our circumstances, in our situation. Yeah, so that's Steam, Epic Games, and Google Play. So as far as we can tell, the place where you stream, upload, you can't use copyrighted work, without permission. And when you're buying or playing games from the places from Steam, like Steam, Epic Games, or Google Play, they explicitly tell you can't use copyrighted work. Again, in various forms, right? There's nothing about them telling you can use them for anything else. Of course, this is very, very normal. It is to be expected. If they somehow say they can use this for very specifically for streaming or for video uploading or whatever, that is very, very abnormal. Well, of course. So now you know the place, what they say, what the people say in the places where you can stream or share videos, and the places where you get the games and play the games. Now, what about the games themselves, right? What about the games themselves? Well, so as far as I know, there are two very popular games being played on Twitch. One is Osu, and the other one is Mustache. If you have any other games in mind that you think is often being streamed or uploaded on YouTube, let me know. All right, I'll find out the TOS if they have their own TOS. Because why are we looking through these documents? One is because let's say I have not put a fourth place or where you can buy or play the games. Because not because I forgot, but yeah. Anyways, you can also buy or play games directly from the game developers, right? Game companies, game developers. They have their own, most likely they have their own website, own clients, or like anything like that for you to start up their games. So that's one thing. But because this is like individual games, I don't put this as outside of the category of where you can buy or play the games, because these games have their own TOS, and as always, as far as I can tell, Osu and Mustache have their own websites. Talking about using their content, right? I already opened up Osu. Osu has their terms of service, all right? Which is our last updated 8th March 2021. Okay. We're just gonna jump through to your use of the content on the site. You understand that when using the Osu, you'll be exposed to user submissions from a variety of sources, and that Osu is not responsible for the accuracy, usefulness, safety, or intellectual property rights of or relating to such user submissions. All right. I'm gonna see what user submissions mean. User submissions. The first appearance is over here. You should acknowledge that also shall not be liable for user submissions or the defamatory offences or illegal conduct of any third party, and that the risk of harm that shall foregoing rests entirely with you. Yep. Limitation liability. Your use of the alright. They really don't talk about what is right. Not a good document to read. When they don't have a definition for the word they keep on using, and that is a problem. It's up to interpretation. Along with the online rankings, this is actually my first time reading through this agreement as well, so I'm actually looking through how this is how they draft this. It's a weird way to draft a legal document. And again, if you want to find legal documents, they always put their link at the bottom. But it is a very short agreement when this game is heavily relies on third-party content, right? This provides an online gameplay services free of charge. Also provides users with a means of hosting user-created content, allowing others users to gain access to uploaded content. Also manages makes no guarantees as to whether any user uploaded content and any information is accurate, current, or substantial quality. We assume no responsibility as to whether objectionable content has been uploaded. We assume no responsibility over whether users have the rights to distribute uploaded content. Alright? This agreement, these terms of service, smells very fishy from the start of this agreement, even. Alright, I'm gonna be more careful reading this right now. I'm gonna read this from the start. It's offering you a service, which is conditioned on your acceptance without any modification whatsoever to the following terms, conditions, and notices. By visiting and/or using the services offered by this website, also game client is found on or any affiliated services, you are acknowledging your full compliance to the terms and conditions status listed here. It's a condition for use of this website. You warrant that you will not use this website or any of the content contained for this website for any purpose that is unlawful or prohibited by these terms. Policy, make sure you understand privacy. If you violate any of these terms, automatically terminates permission to use the website. Wait, this is just the website? Like, that is pretty... Community rules, in-game chats, forum-wide rules, BitMap submission rules, 5 is I break the rules. Be good, you shouldn't be too well. BitMap submission system, content usage guideline. Wait, oh, alright. So this is just for the website. Alright, that's weird. So make sure you have permission to use any content involved in your bitmap. This includes songs, videos, beat sounds, graphics, and any other content that isn't your own creation. If you are unsure where to find content that is free to use, check out our growing featured artist library for music 100% licensed for use in OSU, and the content usage guidelines for more information. Stay on topic in bitmap discussions. These threads discussions are about bitmap in question and nothing else. If they just attempt to steal works of or use other people's work without explicit permission, including but not limited to skins, guest difficulties. Follow the song content rules. Ooh, there's a lot of documents. We're not one that explicitly talks about copyright infringement or copyright works. But looking at this, which just says rules, right? Rules. These rules are basically blah 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 blah. Not even sure if it is legal document. It's just rule. I'm gonna read song content rules with a variety of music. Most tracks will be fine for use in OSU, providing that they are not heavily political, promoting racial tension or division, extremely unbearably loud or excessively clipped. This is not. This is visual content considerations. Must be considered important things to consider. Please understand that we are global community. This is regarding uploading bitmaps, not using. Yeah, they don't have something like specifically like that. Wiki, no. Report appears no really help. Yeah, very sneaky, very sneaky. They don't have a page specifically for content creators as well. So that is weird. That is again not really. This is, I'm gonna tell you straight up, this is not a well drafted legal document. I'm not sure who drafted this for them, but it's not for you, so to speak. It is not clear, at least in terms of the using Osu, playing Osu, other than for your personal use, right? Since we do not know what user submissions is, we can't really assume that what they are talking about is about how to say, I mean, first off, let's say user submissions. It implies music bitmaps or music or songs provided by users only, not the Osu company themselves, which is weird. Unless you're telling me not, even let's say, so I know Osu has like featured artists. So what are featured artists? Featured artists are artists that we are working in collaboration with in order to bring new and original music to Osu. These artists and a selection of their tracks have been handpicked by the Osu team as being awesome sauce and suitable for mapping. Some of these featured artists have also created exclusive new tracks for use in Osu. Right, all tracks are provided as pre-timed, those have been officially licensed for use in Osu and Osu-related content. Right. So even if, let's say, we are talking about featured artists, songwriters or music composers that are specifically have a contractual relationship with Osu, this doesn't mean that you can, doesn't mean anything else for us users, right? Doesn't mean anything else for us content creators. So let me look at the terms and conditions again, all right? Modifications to service. But take note, right? Under description of service, they say the Osu management makes no guarantees as to whether any user uploaded content and information is accurate, current, or of substantial quality. We assume no responsibility as to whether objectionable content has been uploaded. Assume no responsibility over whether users have the rights to distribute uploaded content. With these these three sentences, we can safely assume that Osu doesn't want to take any responsibility in regards to even featured artists with this one, right? They might say they have licenses to use licenses from the featured artists to use this for Osu, but then of course that is not a legal document, all right? Legal document is this, the terms of services, where they say they do not guarantee any of this, any user uploaded content, which I'm gonna assume featured artists are part of the user uploaded content. The featured artists upload their content themselves as well, not through Osu's management. Wait a moment. Sorry. Yeah, so take note of that, all right? Anyone that plays Osu, Osu management is not saying they guarantee anything. They are not saying whatever, even if uploading the content to Osu itself, they are not saying the music is copyright infringement free, so to speak. As in, this music can be played on Osu, even if it's for your own personal use, right? Very weird. This also where is actually where does this company where is this company situated? Is there like what is the company's name? PPYPTY Ltd. Can I look it up? Company profile. Is an Australian company? Wait. This is again not really. Let me see. Is there like a music licensing corporate policy? All right, there's a corporate policy at least. Let's look at that. I think wait. No, this isn't right. Okay, Osu companies from Australia. At least looking at this, they have a address for them, Australia. Okay. All right. Could be this. If they don't mention it in their terms of service, it's going to be here. Osu is a heavily community-oriented game. All game levels, beat maps are created and uploaded by community members. Right, so all right. This is the one we need to look at. All right, they have it. So Osu is saying everything, all their songs and musics are uploaded by their community members. Often without correctly obtaining well, this is just saying they might not have given these beatmaps might not have gotten permission from the relevant copyright holders. We got our way to not advertise or profit directly from uploaded content, and the game is funded entirely by user donations. A large portion of the donation we receive are used to invest in music licensing. Licensing inquiries may be sent to this. So if you're curious whether you can, as a content creator, you can use play games or stream their game, I guess this is the email you should be going for your answers for your questions. Billionaire also has adopted the following policy concerning copyright infringement in accordance with the DMCA. Right. Now I was wondering where they put this, so it's over here. Yeah. As far as I can tell, all platforms that provide this sort of services, any websites actually, should have this legal document put in. Contact information for Osu's designated age, block or if you believe the content deciding yeah. So with this sentence itself, we can safely assume that their terms of service, which is over here, the one that mentions user submissions, refers to everything. It refers to all beat maps, including featured artists. Right? Let me see. Music licensing. 100% of Osu's content, generally known as beat maps, is user uploaded. Although we try to guide users to correctly obtain permission, there are often cases of uploaded music artwork without correctly obtaining permission. Osu has never been about profit. We go out our way to not advertise or profit. Blah, blah, blah. Wait, this is the same thing. And then we are ongoing process of reaching out to artists featured in existing user uploads and new alike to obtain licensing and spread awareness under our featured artists. Artists interested in joining the featured artist program are encouraged to contact for licensing negotiations. Right, so we do not know what the licensing agreement between the featured artists. Because why I keep mentioning featured artists is because there is a assumption that featured artists, as long as you play featured artist music, you are safe in terms of copyright, not committing any copyright infringement. But apparently, this isn't exactly true. All right, since feature artists are only saying they are giving license to Osu. What that license entails, I don't think it extends to content creation by other people. All right. But of course, we're gonna read through this really short page of things about music licensing. Being a rhythm game, each of those submitted levels are synchronized to the rhythm of the game. Users can search for and download the beat list, most levels include receive permission. Creators are encouraged to receive permission for all assets from relevant conferences per our content usage guidelines. I think I've seen this already. Yeah. If it belongs to saved create I'm going to create a bitmap. Yeah, this is just about if you want to make content, upload content on Osu, not about sharing content on Osu. Music licensed by Osu is freely available for download from the featured artist listing, which are bitmaps templates. A 1-minute automatically generated preview of which track is available because songs are used as catalog for community. Immediately, we look to cover usage within the game, related website, and video content. We look to cover usage within the game, related website, and video content. Note that this does not necessarily cover user usage on other platforms in cases where profit is involved. Ooh, they do have a specific sentence on this. Some artists may request profit share in such cases where the platform allows for it. Users uploads to YouTube. Ooh, all right. This is very interesting. Also license all music under non-exclusive terms, allowing simultaneous licensing with other platforms. It is our belief that we should not be limiting good music to only our platform. We generally prefer to negotiate license on the perpetual terms due to the nature of usage. Users expect their creations to stay available indefinitely. Payment is provided as a fixed negotiable once of royalty. Also licenses all music under non-exclusive terms, allowing simultaneous. Yep, they have a very specific, right? They have a very specific clause on this. Partly, it's a mix of terms for feature artists and terms for sharing this content by sharing, or yeah, I would say sharing content, distributing content, streaming content, at least for featured artists. All right, featured artists, they are specifically telling that if you are using this, they are very aware that people play this game elsewhere, and that if they are playing these games elsewhere, like for streaming for YouTube or Twitch, they are saying it does not, the licenses does not cover to that extent. Basically, you're not supposed to play these games for profit or on other platforms unless you get permission. Some artists may request profit share in such cases. So meaning to say, we can safely assume from this one, at least from this page, we have to go through the TOS again. All right, they're telling you don't have an automatic yeah, the situation is the same. You do not have a automatic license. You don't have a license to play this, to play Osu songs, whether or not it's featured artists, unless you get permission. And it seems that some artists will request you to pay, right? Request for payment. But of course, if anyone is interested in playing, actually doing the going through the legitimate way of playing Osu songs from featured artists, I think this is the best. This is the best way to do it. As in, they are telling you they are aware of this. They acknowledge people are streaming or playing their game on YouTube or Twitch. So, but they are also telling you, if you want to do that, we have a place for you to contact them, which is over here, I guess, music@ppy.sh. Telling you can do it, but we have to negotiate first for licensing fees and all that stuff. Right, let's go back to user submission, because this is going to be the general one, the one that says you can't use anything. So you understand that when using Osu, you'll be exposed to user submissions from a variety of sources, and that Osu is not responsible for the accuracy, usefulness, safety, intellectual property rights of all relating to user submissions. So again, even then, if let's say you are it also allows you to play, stream music or songs from featured artists. They are telling you they are not guaranteeing anything that you can use them, and it's copyright infringement free. Why they say that? It might be because maybe they do not want to be responsible as well. In the event featured artists are using copyrighted works without permission in their song, they are not composing their original songs, or they are not that without paying any of the relevant licenses or having the relevant licenses to do so. So that's that. You offer to understand and acknowledge that you may be exposed to user submissions that are inaccurate, offensive, indecent, or objectionable, and not. This is not really relevant. And agree to indemnify and hold also its owner, operators, affiliates, and licenses harmless to the fullest extent allowed by law regarding all matters related to the use of the site. Yeah. You are responsible for privacy. Yep. With this, we can conclude on what's Osu's position in regards to their music and song. Music and songs in their platform are solely provided by users, and no one from Osu, and not representatives from Osu. Yep, I think this is a fair conclusion. And there are the featured artists, including featured artists. I think I've put it here by users, including featured artists, and not representative of those. All right, and Osu, meaning to say, but they do not really say anything about personal. Is there a word for personal? Personal injury, personal information. Nope. They apparently don't have that. yeah, they where they have the rights to distribute the I would say oops, where is my thing? Makes no guarantee or confirmation on any of the content legal use of copyrighted works in for the music and songs. Even featured artists. Meaning to say they do have or they have bought license to use featured artists songs, music, but they don't confirm, guarantee they are how do you say, they have bought license to use it, but they don't confirm, guarantee they are legally obtained. Yeah, something like that. They are not even for feature artists. Supposedly these artists are making their own music and songs. They did, even then they apparently from the two documents I've seen, they are not saying they are confirming that these artists are making their music legally. Yeah, maybe because what I'm saying is most of the time people might be sampling from other songs, music, making creating their own original work. So that could be not be original work, but instead derivative works, right? So also is saying a lot of things, but at the end they are saying they even then they are encouraging, they are saying they are available for contact if content creators wish to use featured artists songs, music for videos or streaming. For video uploads. To buy licenses. Anyhow, wish to get licenses from featured artists. That was a mouthful. Even then, they are available if content creators wish to get licenses from featured artists for video uploads, streaming to buy. No. All right. So that's it. Hopefully, it's not too weird. So let me summarize Osu's stand. So Osu, even though it's a rhythm game, it's like a free platform, right? The game's free to play. But the music and songs from their platform, from their game, are all provided by users, not anyone officially representing Osu, right? Even the ones that are featured artists. We are not sure what the relationship between them and Osu is. Probably most likely just a business relationship rather than anything part of the company or something like that. Then we, of course, in Osu's legal documents, there's nothing about them talking about whether you should be or should not be using the user content, user submissions any way possible, because they are not promising or guaranteeing that anything in their website, in their game, is legitimately how do you say, copyrights are legally obtained, right? Even for the featured artists. Without looking at the specific agreements, they are supposed to be between Osu and the featured artists, right? Because they want to absolve themselves from all sorts of liabilities in terms of copyright infringement. But then yeah, that's pretty much it. If you then again, they still tell you that if you want to use featured artists' songs, music, you want to play their songs or music on Osu, you need to get permission, right? They explicitly tell you that you need to get permission, you need to get licenses, and some of them might give you them for free, but most likely they're going to ask for payment. Because you are most likely going to be doing this. Most people who play this play Osu on stream, it's going to be for purposes of profit, right? It was a really I would say this isn't a properly drafted agreement. It's hard to navigate through them. I have to click on this terms, then because there's no direct link to to the copyright policy. I think this is it this one? Well, there is, but there's no direct link to music licensing, where it talks about how how are user submissions submitted, and in very specifically featured artists, because they advertise their featured artists as being having license to use on Osu. But for most people who just play the game, they probably don't care whether the songs that are uploaded on Osu are copyright infringement free, if they are playing just for their own personal use, right? This is only an issue if for content creators. So I do not know why they don't have a specific page for that. They only have a page for uploading guidelines or uploading content on Osu, but nothing on sharing content on Osu. Really, they are too. I would say they are too afraid of talking about this explicitly. Anyhow, so that's Osu. Now, the other game that I know is very popular as well, rhythm game, is Mustache, right? Mustache, I think it's I'm not sure what company. Wait, let me see. Is there like a? Yeah, it's a Chinese company, Guangdong, from China. And their main website is in Chinese and doesn't have a proper TOS. So I tried to find, there was supposedly a English version of their website, and this is supposed to be it. Why it's called Hasu Hasu? I guess it's because the company's name is Hasu Hasu, but no, the company name here is Pero Pero. So I'm not sure. Also, I'm not sure why Pero they are all looks like something. Yeah, all looks like something. But anyways, I navigated through this place and found their terms of service. All right. So their terms of service is a I would say probably translated version of from a Chinese. So it won't be really accurate, but we'll see. Terms of service: to protect your rights, please read the all content of terms of services. Right, protect our rights. Okay. Recognition and acceptance of our terms. When you register to become a member, you're able to use all the games and service provided by Hasu Hasu Limited. We can judge that you have read, understood, and agree to the regulation. Yeah, this is like a translation work. When members use the service, it means to abide by the terms of service, but also agree to accept the member principles of Hasu Hasu Limited. Rules of game, service centers, yeah, just skip through all this. Member operating responsibility and implications. Issuing logins to members shall not use the service for any commercial activity. Right, we have a very roughly translated version of these. So it says can't use any of the service for commercial activity. So I can't really say much about this game because I'm not sure whether their music, I think, yeah, well, not really saying I'm not sure. Their music isn't uploaded by users. At least that's one thing I can confirm. All their music and songs are from, how to say, curated by themselves. So that's one thing. Right. In addition to compliance with the terms, you agree to buy convention and internet courtesy of the relevant regulations. Internet courtesy, all right. International use. Members shall not use the service to send and publish involving abusive, derogatory, indecent, obscene, sensitive articles or pictures. Member agrees to fully respect the intellectual property rights, prohibiting the publication of the infringement of intellectual property or other rights of the text, pictures of any kind of file. Very how do you say, not proper English, but I get what he's trying to say, right? Basically, this sentence is it's talking about I'm not really sure, but what I can get the gist is just don't commit copyright infringement of any rights of the text, pictures of any kind of file. They don't mention what file or text or pictures this is. I guess if it doesn't mention it should mean everything Mush Dash has. When you become when you become a member, after that start using this service, the ownership is still belong to Hasu Hasu Limited. Members only may use their service according to these terms of contract. Members could not rent, lands, transfer, or conveyance their IDs to another one. Members have to keep their accounts. You find your account. Service termination change. Rights of service change. Responsibility. Copyrights, all rights and information on this website, the copyright patents, regular trades, and knowledge of the OCR belongs to Hasu Hasu. If not authorized by Hasu Hasu invites, cannot use, transfer, edit, and modify the works anyway. Right. Very poorly translated TOS. But suffice to say, this is a standard agreement compared to OSU, regardless whether it was translated properly. It just says basically Mustache stance is copyrighted work cannot be used without permission. But other than that, I have no idea how they curate their music, right? So that's one thing. but they don't mention whether they don't mention something like what Osu has stated, where the musical songs are not guaranteed to be have a license or anything like that. That they have gotten a license for it, because at the end, Mustache compile all those music and songs themselves. Right. Looking at that, yeah, we can safely assume that's that Mustache stands as well. So, if let's say we're being serious, like right now, right? I think we covered everything as far as I can tell. I've covered everything. Nothing is it's not no different. I would say playing rhythm games. Alright, it's no different from playing any other games. Okay, that's my stance on stream or sharing it on uploading it on YouTube, which is to say, conclusion. Playing, streaming games on YouTube or Twitch is the same for rhythm games, right? Because both are acts that are, legally speaking, copyright infringement, regardless of the different genre. I can't really say much, because all games, music, games itself are copyrighted works. Games itself are copyrighted works, right? There's nothing different between rhythm games and other games like first-person shooters or role-playing RPG games. All that, they all contain copyrighted works. It's just that rhythm games are very, very specific to the music of the game in its gameplay, right? And their music is no different. Their music comes from all composers, all types of artists. Same goes for other games, right? FPS or RPG games have their own music, have their own composers and everything as well. Doesn't make it any different. Doesn't make it any different in terms of content creators. At the end, we still supposedly still need to get permission to do anything with their games, right? Even if, let's say, also is a user created, user heavy based game, user content heavy, how do you say, user submission based content, user submission based game, still at the end we are playing this game in compliance with their TOS and everything, right? They are providing a service, they are providing a platform for us to play games, and for us to do that, there are several things we have to comply, which is including not doing something how to say, that will be infringing other people's rights, violating other people's copyrights, right? I'm not sure what else I can really talk about right now, but that's pretty much it. Okay, if anyone does have any questions, let me know. I'll have a drink and we're gonna recap. And I think that's it for this stream. Yeah, took me about 2 hours. So, I mean, I always have the assumption that rhythm games aren't any different from other games that we play or stream or on stream or Twitch on YouTube, because playing games in essence is already technically legally wrong, legally copyright. It's violating other people's copyright. I wouldn't say illegal. Illegal would be like saying I'm doing some sort of criminal act, but no, copyright infringement is at most like a civil wrong, like breaching a contract per se, right? So it's not illegal. It's more civil wrong, and that's it. That's pretty much it. So if no one has any questions, I'll be recapping the entire thing, which I don't think it's a lot, but still, it's good to know, right? So we talk about rhythm games, right? What is the issue with rhythm games? People think that playing rhythm games is much more... Oh yeah, I guess I can add another thing, is that people... What I would say, there is a reason why people think are hesitant to play rhythm games as content creators, all right, is because there is the added security per se, added security by Twitch or YouTube in terms of music and all that stuff. As we all know, they have automated copyright system where they detect music or songs that are owned by other people, and the system will automatically flag them. Basically, we will either mute the audio or will flag the video, and any profits or revenue that is gotten from that video or will be instead given to the rightful copyright holder. That's what the automated system is for. It's not to do copyright strike against people. It's a compromise for the system. Just a little bit of knowledge for you. This sort of automated system is for the benefit of the copyright holders, so that they don't have to manually copyright strike people or report people. At least in the music industry, right? At least in the music industry, where it is still not that socially acceptable for people to violate these sort of rights, especially when it comes to people who stream covers, karaoke's, or just broadcast music without any other type of content. And it's most likely the ones that are going to get in trouble, and the ones that would have a problem with copyright holders. Copyright holders generally don't like people to just provide music, sharing music for free on any of their platform or any other platform, right? That's why there have been several events, several times where the automated system, maybe the automated system was not implemented, or it was implemented but was still bypassed by a lot of channels, so that's when the copyright holders, it's like a seasonal thing where it's people who do this copyright strike it's basically professionals. They are a company that specializes on enforcing copyright. So there will be times where there will be a team of people from these companies going around copy striking people. They are actually legitimate, right? They are not like fraudsters or anything like that. They actually go out and manually report copyright strike a lot of people who are just streaming music, right? So that happens, and if that happens, it's very bad, right? Copyright strike, again, I have not mentioned this, is very bad. If you even got one, it's a permanent stain in your channel. It will not be removed at all. All right, it will not be removed, and 3 strikes, your channel is gone. But no matter what, if you got 1 strike, no matter what you do after that, like come clean, make amends, that copyright strike will not be removed. Will not be removed. That's worst case scenario. At most, it might be just banned for a couple of days, several days, but that's Twitch doing the things. Copyright strike is the copyright holders doing it, asking Twitch or YouTube to do it. Maybe I should research on this. I do not know whether you can appeal against a copyright strike to get removed. So that's one thing. Anyhow, so yeah, that's one thing I need to mention. Why some people think that rhythm games are much worse or much much unsafe to play, to stream. But yeah, it's the same. It's the same. It's just that you have the added inconvenience that Twitch or YouTube will flag your video, right? If you're playing music that is copyrighted or not allowed. Do not bypass their automated system. What I'm trying to say. But again, let's continue. Let's summarize this, all right? Summarize this, and we can all be on our way. So rhythm games are most likely made by third parties. The songs and music, what I'm referring to, and who are these third parties? It's probably the game companies themselves hiring people to make this music, or the game companies buying licenses for music or songs that have already been made but want to use their music or songs to turn them into something that can be played with their that can be played with their mechanics, with their gameplay, with their game themselves. What am I saying? Then there is a third type of music songs by these third parties. The communities themselves, the users themselves, the player themselves who play the games, make customized songs for the game. Most of the time, this might be copyright. They might be violating copyrights because these people who do use this, how do you say, who do this won't really care about copyrights. They just want to play their favorite songs in a game, in their favorite game, right? So then we move on. Let's just briefly talk about copyright works. What is copyright works? Basically everything that is considered art, music, songs, or anything like that, created for the purposes of art purposes or art for artistic purposes. So games themselves are an art, right? Because it includes so many different aspects of creative works, like videos, pictures, drawings, editings, songs, audio, and all original works. Then, yes, so these creative works we have rights to creative works, which are called copyright. So they are exclusive rights that you're supposed to be able to use these works for. One of it is profiting from it, distributing it or redistributing it, copying it or modifying it, anything you can think of in terms of creative works, right? You can sell it, not sell it, give it, rent it, anything. That is the rights, copyrights. So for rhythm game, how do you say? Rhythm game songs makes a core part of their game. So that's why we heavily look into these things, because content creators, when they play rhythm games, would likely broadcast music songs to their full extent without any changes or anything, and to the audio part at least. Visually, it's just matching. Also, the visuals would just be matching the copyrighted music and songs. So that is why people might feel different about it compared to other types of games, where the music is not the main component. Music is just the background music, and that's it. But yeah. So I would say, to summarize it, so to further summarize it, question is it legal to be streaming or uploading gameplay of rhythm games? So we made a couple questions asking this. Wait, I did not put this as number 2. I should put this as number 2, just for my sake. So who are we as the content creator? We must ask ourselves, who are we in relation to the game developers, the people who provide the games at the platform, and the people who provide the platform for us to stream or upload videos to their platform. So there are 3 types of people. So the first people who we deal with are YouTube or Twitch. Both YouTube and Twitch tell us that you can't use any copyrighted work without permission. They don't mention anything specific about rhythm games. This I can tell you for sure, right? Second, where do you play a game? So either you play the game directly from the game developers' website themselves, where they provide some sort of their own client for you to play the game, or a site to play the game, or most likely you're going to be playing it via the popular game provider platforms like Steam and Epic Games and Google Play, which all of them in various ways tells you that you can't use copyrighted work, right? Whether with permission or not. Then we move on to a specific directly to the developers, game developers and companies, right? So we need to see what their policies, what their terms of service when playing their games are. Do they say anything about allowing you to stream or share their games online? So at least for 2 games, Osu, which is an entirely user content based game, where none of their songs or musics are provided by Osu themselves, right? Even the featured artists, because they are just providing their featured artists, means that they are original composers or artists providing their songs and music for Osu, but they are not under Osu. They are not representatives of Osu. Okay, and weirdly, Osu as a platform for this, also as a game and as a company, is telling you that I am not guaranteeing or confirming any of the user submitted content is with the proper legal license, has the proper licenses to be uploaded into it, right? So that's the thing, they do not guarantee any of it. So there's a chance that even featured artists, the ones that are supposedly providing original creative works or the original songs or musics, might have the possibility of violating copyrights, right? there might be some issue with also avoiding liability like that. But again, that is not really something I can say for certain. Whether also is right to say that they don't confirm anything that you have submitted in OSU as being without civil wrong. Okay, but at the same time, if there is any copyright infringement involved, or they have received complaints or reports for copyright infringement, of course, as a company, as by the laws, in copyright laws or international intellectual property laws, they have to do they have to take action, right, via the DMCA, in compliance with the DMCA. All right, taking actions means to just remove the songs. But of course, that's not really concerning. Doesn't really concern of content creators. Content creators is more concerned of whether when we are playing these songs on stream or on YouTube, they won't get copyright strike. Okay, they won't get copyright infringement, or they won't be committing copyright infringement. But that is not OSU's problem. If you have committed a copyright infringement while playing OSU, the copyright holders will go after you directly, of course. Or they would most likely go through Twitch first. Go to Twitch again, or go to YouTube for their complaints, right? But yeah, just a side note, where I found out is that regardless whether the featured artists are using songs that they have rights to, you can contact OSU's management to find out how you can use their featured artists' songs and music in OSU, right? But it seems like they are saying there is payment involved. But anyways, let's move on. So we tried to look into Mustache, another rhythm game that's popular, but we can't find much except other than a very poorly translated terms of service, which can be broken down as then my English, as saying no, you can't use their copyrighted works without permission, because Mustache, it's not user generated content. Everything, all the songs and music are compiled by the company themselves, the game company themselves. So they should be, as a company, if they are legitimate or they are professional, should have gotten all the necessary licenses for the game. But that is for the game, right? Nothing in regards to streaming or anything like that. No company will actually talk about this, like explicitly tell you that you can use the game, use my game for your profit. No company will tell that, right? Anyhow, that's it. In conclusion, rhythm games and other games are the same, regardless, right? If your purpose is to stream it or upload gameplays of it on YouTube or Twitch, because at the surface, at prima facie, as Latin says, at surface, primary surface, or something like that, or first impression, is that they, in essence, both acts of streaming game, the act of streaming game, whether it's a rhythm game, it's a FPS, it's an RPG, it's a strategy game, or whatever, itself is a copyright infringement, an act of copyright infringement, regardless of the difference. So to play rhythm games or not is really up to you. At the end, all I can tell you is really up to you. Not talking about the automated system, right? But yeah, if you don't have to play, if you must play, then understand the risks behind it. All right, there might be songs that are blatantly that is covered by the automated system or not, and you get your flagged. That's one thing you might not want to play rhythm games. But other than that, it's the same as playing any other games on Twitch or YouTube, right? What I want, which is to say, you will have the risk of getting reported for copyright infringement, but only by legitimate copyright holders, of course, not any normal users of Twitch, like viewers right now that are watching me. They can't report copyright infringement. They can. There's a button for it. There's a category of it. But only just send you through the page to file the complaint, where you have to fill in details that should supposedly verify you as the copyright holder. So not just anyone can report copyright infringement. That's what I learned recently, actually. So anyhow, that's it for legal investigations. I hope everyone listening to this has enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, let me know. If you are, how do you say? If you do not want to be revealed or do not want to be known, whether you are or you're too shy or anything like that, you can go over to this link where I provide a Google form for you to answer to fill in questions for me to answer. All right. Anything at all, I can answer anything. If not, give me time. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Right. Even if I do not, if the things that you ask me are not within my legal expertise, I can do research. No problem. I like to do all these kind of things. Looking up the documents, legal documents and laws and everything. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure, should I be streaming afterwards? Let's see if I have anything else to do. Let's see if I have anything else to do. But yeah, at least I can let you know first. Tomorrow is Wasteland. I've uploaded my schedule. I'm always on time uploading my schedule. Yay! Tomorrow is Wasteland 3. Wasteland 3 again. Hopefully we can finish the game. I think we can finish the game this week. Either we'll finish it on tomorrow or finish on 2 days later. If we do finish it tomorrow, then it'll be a different game for Thursday. Then Wednesday we are playing Monster Hunter World, not Rise, unfortunately. World, where I actually have been playing off stream. I am addicted to that game. I like it. I like the gameplay. I've missed it. Anyways, then on Friday we'll be playing Fatal Frame again. Long ass game, but I like it as well. I really like the atmosphere. It makes my skin crawl. I like my skin crawl rather than loud noises, jump scare, kind of horror. What else? I might be doing an announcement this week, either today or within this week, because my birthday is coming up. I'll see, and then I've actually been planning to do something about it. But we'll see. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. I think that's much of the announcement and updates. Right. Okay. So as always, let's go over here. All right. I'll be, as usual, rating someone. Okay. See who is up right now.
Oh, is it?
Oh, 6 hours. Let me see. Maybe wait, 80. Let's rate Irisu, right? Let's rate Irisu. Not sure if people know about Irisu. Gonna do a shout out. Right. She is currently learning how to rig a model. It's interesting to see, watch. I think she's quite popular as well. A quite popular VTuber. A growing and trending popular VTuber that supports other VTubers as well. A bit, but yeah, very interesting. Anyways, let's go. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this stream. Okay, and we'll see each other later. Maybe not now. Maybe not now. Or maybe still today. I'm not what I'm saying. But yeah, take care. Stay hopeful, but be critical, alright? Bye-bye.
Good thing. Oh god, Jake Light. Thank you
Hello,
for the raid.
Jake Light here, Gaming Lawyer at your service. What is it? Something changed? Nah, must be your imaginations. It always has been like this.
Just chatting. What were you
That
talking
said,
about?
today won't be the
Bonnie
usual
is here.
stuff.
She has arrived.
I'll be talking about the latest controversial issue that has been plaguing the VTuber community in Twitch for a period of time now, and what this means for a legal perspective. Misuse of content labeling. And as always, before I start, I would like to emphasize that the information provided in this video is only for education and entertainment purposes. Please seek qualified professionals if you think you are right to use VTuber tags in your stream when you are not a VTuber. Let me explain to those that are new to this concept. There is a type of content creation, such as myself, where people may use 2D or 3D models to stream or make content. With these virtual representations of ourselves, it is possible to be anything you like. Whether you are role-playing as a demon, a dragon, a cat person, or a lawyer, you are considered a VTuber. So what is the issue at hand? Well, looking at the multiple news articles and Twitch itself, it seems there has been a substantial increase in Twitch streamers using the tag VTuber to describe the content in their streams, even though they are not in any way representing themselves through a virtual avatar. This has been causing quite an uproar among the VTuber community, because tags has been one of the ways people use to look for content which they are interested, and thus it seriously affects the discoverability of VTubers and dilutes the importance of using tags in Twitch. It's not just random Twitch streamers misusing the tags, we're talking about Twitch partners, people who have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers on Twitch, that will easily be recommended when people browse through the tag. Now, what I want to discuss is, does Twitch consider misuse of tags as wrong? Well, according to Twitch's content labeling under community guidelines, it mentions Twitch streamers should choose the tags that best describes their content. Twitch expressly says they prohibit deliberate or extensive misuse of tags. In other words, using wrong tags intentionally or substantially is not allowed. But we have to consider another thing that is important to establish. What is Twitch's definition of VTuber? Well, luckily for us, Twitch has a page where it defines, although not in detail, what
Let's take a
all
look
the
for a
available
second.
tags mean.
We'll play
So
this
for
in slow motion.
VTuber, they define it as
this
for
is what I wanna be
streams
able
in
to
which
do
the streamer
but I don't
uses
know
a
if I
virtual
need any
avatar,
extra
which when you think
information.
about it, it just says the streamer must use a virtual avatar in their streams, but it doesn't say it has to represent them.
which is not
Until
tied to
Twitch
anything
publicly
else.
clarifies this,
So
the tag is
she
almost
moves
useless
ahead,
to use
the
as a
model
point
moves
of
back and
argument.
forth, and that just
Nevertheless,
lends to her
let's
motion.
assume
But
the
that
VTuber
just
tag
lends
means
to her
using a
model
virtual
taking
avatar
step
that
in that
represents the
direction,
streamer.
and that's what
Let
I
us
wanna
take a
learn.
look at the most famous example
It's the
who
middle
used
school,
the
the
tag,
red
XQC, whom has publicly
Next,
claimed
base
misusing
yours off of
tags
your favorite
isn't
anime.
wrong and that he identifies himself as a VTuber. In his stream, he has 3 tags that are incorrect to describe his content. The most obvious is using the VTuber tag. So there's that. Second would be the auditory ASMR, which is defined as streams with an emphasis on the triggering of a tingling or static sensation in viewers using auditory stimuli. But as far as I can see, there is no audio that causes such sensation, but quite opposite for me or the average person in his streams. Third would be anime, which Twitch says it's for streams with an emphasis on the Japanese anime style of art.
Yeah, her arms are
I don't think I need to
So
explain
that's
why this is also a misuse of the tag,
your
right?
character.
So unless
do you mean by that?
XQC
What's
also
your favorite?
claims that he uses the above tags because he identifies
Yeah,
as an
yeah.
auditory
It's really
SSMR and anime as well,
The other
it's
day,
obvious the
Silver and
tags
I
is
were
deliberately and
watching,
extensively misused
videos
according
with
to
our
the
friends,
Twitch's community
and I
guideline.
purposely
Now we
paused
consider the
because I wanted
following
to see her
question.
model move.
Are Twitch streamers
she's gone
legally
through
bound
many
to follow
iterations
community
of her model.
guidelines? Well,